So now it's time to get started with our first project. So this will be a quick modelling tutorial. I'm going to start by just left mouse click and drag to delete the camera and the light. We're not going to need them just yet, but I'm going to keep the polygon cube. Then I'm going to set up the scene. So this will just be, if we go to the Save As option, we can choose where we put this. So I'm just going to go up a level. We've got blend files, and I'm just going to create a new folder. Just call this spaceship, and then go a little dash project. Okay, and I'm just going to click into that project, and then I'm going to click in here and just call this setup. Okay, so this is the setup. So it's worth just having a quick look at the Blender file view. So when we save a blend file, that's going to have all of the objects, the materials, the lights and everything in the scene. So very similar. But I want to just draw his attention to the favorites tab. This is what I would use a lot. So I'm going to click save, and then I'm just going to go back to the save as. We've got this little blend file, it's got a little icon in there, but I'm just going to add a bookmark to the spaceship project folder. So this is just going to help just keep everything a little bit organized. Now inside here we could actually create a folder for blend files, we could create a folder for source images and for inspiration and anything else. We just keep it all inside this folder, very similar to how you would do if you were in Maya, but the difference is Blender doesn't create all those auto folders for you. I always thought that Maya created far too many folders, but there we go. So this is where we're going to be storing the files for now. So let's get started with the project itself. So we've got the XYZ. So if we believe that X is across and Y is back and Z is up, this is where we'll start to do our modeling. So for asset creation, we're going to use a mesh, and we're going to probably spend most of our time in the edit mode, which is obviously the tab key, or we can select it up here, tab key. But the first thing that I want to do is I want to create a cut along this edge. So we can use the loop cut tool, or we can use the shortcut, which is Control R, and if we put Control R over any of the edges, it will select where the cut's going to go. So to left mouse click will be to start the cut, and then if we slide, we can actually position that wherever we want. So this is just moving the mouse. I'm moving it left and right to slide that cut. If I scroll the mouse wheel up, I can increase divisions, but I need to do that in the previous step. So let me just undo this and show you that again. So Control R. While it's yellow, I can use the mouse wheel to control how many cuts I have. Then the left mouse click, that positions it. Now if I don't want to move it off of the center point, so it always starts it in the 50% point between the two edge modes, I just right mouse click and it will drop it in the center. So that's dead center. And we're going to use a modifier to help us do some of the modeling. So what I want to do is delete half of the object. So I'm just going to select these points and just delete those vertices. So down here we'll just delete those vertexes, and it's going to get rid of the faces and everything. So again, that's something that in Maya we would have had to delete the faces themselves. So we go back into object mode. I'm just going to turn this on so you can see this. So we've got this open box, and we're going to go to the modifiers, and we're going to add a mirror modifier, and automatically it's going to put the axis on X. So we could choose, if we'd model it in a different direction, we could choose a different direction. And I'm also going to turn make sure that merge is on, so it's going to merge. And I'm also turn on clipping, and this clipping will mean that any points I add that I drag beyond that center line on Y, it won't let me go any further, which is useful when we're extruding things. So we've got our box, and this is now good start point for creating a spaceship. So I'm going to grab some reference. I'm going to put the reference in the folder, show you where that is, and then I'm going to show you how to just split your scenes up so we can have a bit of reference to work from.